Indiana Republican Congressman Mike Pence. He's the chair of the House Republican Conference, who joins us from Cincinnati, Ohio. Mr. Pence, welcome back.
Thanks, Larry.
All right, Mike, you've gotten wind of these tax cut rumors, I'm sure. It may be a full-blown September stimulus panic package. First of all, what do you hear? You, your staff, anybody? What's going on here?
Well, frankly, we're hearing that Democrats around the country have been getting an earful from their constituents about this economy. The American people know the economic policies of this administration have failed, and the last thing they want to see is a tax increase on any American in January of next year. And so, I was campaigning for Steve Chabot, who's locked in a great comeback campaign against Congressman Driehaus here in Cincinnati. What we're literally seeing all over the country is the American people are tired of the borrowing, the spending, and the bailout and the stimulus approach. And my sense is that Democrat leaders in Washington, D.C. are trying to find some way to connect with the common sense of the American people that this is no time to raise taxes. In fact, we ought to be looking at ways to let the American people and small businesses keep more of what they earn.
Mike, if the Republicans take the House, which the polls suggest is more and more likely on almost a daily basis, what kind of tax cut package might you all propose?
Well, look, we're going to stay focused on Election Day this year, but even before that, we're going to continue to demand that this administration and this Congress make it clear that no American will see a tax increase in January of next year. It really is extraordinary to hear Christina Romer on her last day on the job continuing to advocate higher taxes on job creators in this country. So the first thing we will do is attempt to preserve the tax relief of 2001 and 2003 for all Americans, for all small businesses and family farmers. But we also want to look at the kind of across-the-board tax relief, the kind of tax relief that will encourage capital formation to get this economy moving again. I got to tell you, and John Harwood just described this well, the reports that we're seeing in the media about what they're talking about, again, it's more of this small ball approach. It's boutique tax cuts. Even their payroll tax relief sounds like it would only apply, as one proposal suggests, to employers who hire people that have been unemployed for more than 60 days. Come on. We know what works. Larry, you know what works better than most Americans. That is across the board marginal tax relief for working families, small businesses, and family farms. First, you preserve the tax relief of the recent past, and then promote additional across-the-board tax relief. That'll get this economy moving again. So
in the Rose Garden on Monday, President Obama blasted Republicans, says that you all are stopping his so-called small business jobs package. He says, quote, I ask Senate Republicans to drop the blockade. I know you're in the House. And then he says the GOP is playing pure partisan politics. Mike Pence, what's your reaction to that?
Well, this first came up in a radio address about a week ago. To our knowledge, that we hadn't heard the administration or Democrats talk at all about this bill. I think we called this bill TARP 3 when it passed in the House last spring. It basically is a kind of a mini bank bailout directed to smaller banks and small business. Look, the American people know we can't do more of this borrowing and stimulus and bailouts. And I got to tell you, I'm a little bit encouraged at least to begin to hear Democrats talking about tax relief as a means of encouraging growth. Quite frankly, up to this point, Democrats in Washington seem to have been allergic to the idea that allowing the American people to keep more of their money is a way to get the economy moving again. The fact that they're talking about it is encouraging, but we've got to demand, whether it's this fall, whether it's after the election, or whether it's in a newly minted Congress next year, we've got to demand that we preserve tax relief. No American sees a tax increase on January 1, and then promote across-the-board tax relief on marginal rates that'll really unleash all that more than $2 trillion in trapped capital in this economy.
Mike Pence, we thank you very much from Cincinnati, Ohio. You're terrific to help us out this evening.
Thank you, Larry.
All right, coming up in the Kudlow Report, outgoing Federal Reserve Vice Chair Donald Cohn gives a final interview before leaving the Fed. And a stunning defeat for